Hello, fellow people of the internet, and welcome to Kids Theme Tune and Intro Retrospective. Yes, I'm doing another one of these episodes because I enjoy making these so much. Well, the first one is Thomas the Tank Engine. This is the most famous and most nostalgic one, and I'll be taking a look at some of the most nostalgic kids TV shows of all time. So sit back and buckle up because let's play the first clip, which is from Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. So, and that was the Thomas the Tank Engine theme tune. The next theme tune on this list is the Postman Pat theme tune. This is especially nostalgic for most people's childhood, as aired on CBeebies, and it was a staple for uh, gen- for the millennials and Generation Z childhoods. I play Generation X, but let's roll, without further ado, let's roll the clip.
Postman Pat, and his black and white cat.
That was the Postman Pat theme tune. The next theme tune is Bob the Builder. Can you fix it? Can he fix it? No, he can't. Or can he? There's only one way to. No, wrong show. I am not. I am not Harry Hill. Nor is this TV Burt. Although I am hosting a very similar show to TV Burt, but this is not TV Burt. So let's watch some Bob the Builder, shall we? The next children's feature in the intro on the list is a another childhood favorite of mine, Fireman Sam. You can't go wrong with a bit of Fireman Sam every now and then. If there's a fire, he will help to put it out. If your cat is stuck up a tree, he will climb up and get it down for you. There's nothing Fireman Sam cannot do. With his bright red engine, Jupiter, he will save the day. Well, the next is Balamori. Yes, Balamori is a kids TV show filmed up in the Highlands off my home country, Scotland. It is set in a fictional town called Balamori, based on a real life seaside town of Tobermory on the Isle of Mull. And it centers around a selection of colourful characters who live in coloured houses and always have a song and dance about their everyday lives living on an island. This next clip is from a very hilarious sitcom starring the Chuckle Brothers, Paul and Barry Elliott, who go by the stage name of Chuckle, and is set around them carrying on various jobs and failing at them only to be chased away by the people who hired them earlier in the episode. It's really funny. It's full of antics. It's full of some of the most famous catchphrases, some of the funniest gags you'll ever see in a kid's show. This next one comes from a kids TV show which is not from the UK. It actually came from Iceland, and it stars Magnus Scheving and is also written by Magnus Scheving. He was a trained aerobics athlete in Iceland before he became an actor and writer. He wrote a series of books teaching children how to be active, and he called it Lazy Town. And in the TV show, in the Icelandic stage plays, he plays the title role of Sporticus, and he plays the same character Sporticus in the TV show.
Welcome to Lazy Town.
The next one on the list is Arthur. So Arthur is a kid cartoon, is an educational kids cartoon, that is. It's really good, and it's the longest running cartoon on this list, and the theme tune is really catchy. I mean, just take a listen to it, and you'll find for a kids TV show, they really put emphasis on fun for all the family. And this one is no exception.
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet.
Okay, so the next one is on the list. I have lost count of how many I've done. So the next one on the list is In the Night Garden. This one is this one aired just before we went to bed when we were little. This was our lullaby before going to bed. That and CBeebies bedtime stories. That's not on this list. I'm including ones that I remember personally. I'm sure there's. Now, I'm afraid there might be a few missing, but not. That's not to say that I've completely forgotten about them. I mean, alright, fuck me. That was sad as fuck. Now time for something maybe a bit more jollier and more upbeat. Now the next one is Noddy. Make way for Noddy, that is. Not the original. We were Noddy in that crappy CGI one from late 2000s, early 2010s. This one is more, to me, Make Way for Noddy is like the more nostalgic. This one is better in my opinion. Roll the clip.
Make way for Noddy, Noddy! He toots his horn to say, make way for Noddy, Noddy!
Now, The next one is the shit. And I mean that in a perfectly good way. Is Grandpa in My Pocket. This one was so fucking good. This is the best CB show. Like, oh my god. The special effects are great. The storytelling is great. Like, I mean, maybe each episode got a bit formulaic. I mean, most kids shows were like that. But it was still like an S tier CB show. I would rank that in the, like, if I was to make a top list for like, what is the tier list? For a video, I would rank it S tier. That's not what this video is about.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can!
Grandpa!
Now, the next one on the list. Let's get this one out of the way. Is a series show from the early 2000s. Can you guess what it is? It's of course the story of Tracy Beaker, which is based on a series of children's books by Jacqueline Wilson. It basically centers around, I forget her age, but a something-year-old kid who has been abandoned and put into foster care. Yeah, sounds dark and messed up for a kid show. That's nothing compared to what's coming next on this list.
I can make my work come true. My work come.
Now the next one is, I have been waiting for this one, is called My Parents Are Aliens. It aired on CITV in the late 90s and aired through to the late 2000s and continued on repeat through the late 2010s. So it spanned mostly Generation Z's childhood. And this is probably the funniest, like, greatest show on CITV. I mean, other CITV shows like Horrid Henry, there's we watched as a kid, probably mostly like stuff like Horrid Henry and stuff, and Art Attack, and all of those classics. Now, the next one on the list is another cartoon, and it is based on a series, on a magazine, which came out in 1937, I think it was. It was the 1930s, and it featured a bunch of comic strips. And in the year 1953, introduced one of the most notorious young pranksters ever to be published in a magazine. We are, of course, talking about Dennis the Menace. Now roll the clip. Guess what this one is? The next intro of Inching is another kids show from the 80s, which I neglected to mention earlier on this episode. Pingu, which is set in the South Pole. Yes, and he even has a family and a little brother. And it has an episode where Pingu has nightmares about walruses, uh, vomits on the floor, uh, pisses on the floor, among other things that I'm surprised even got to air on live on kids television. I mean that's the only Coda series show that had some controversies. Another one on the list is another CBBC show. Now, excuse me if I don't include everything on this list, but I might cover in another video in the future. It might be a bonus, it might be a small bonus episode for the things I neglected to include in this one. This one is, of course, The Slammer. It stars Ted Robbins as the governor and is set in a prison. And prisoners in solitary confinement have to perform talented acts to be released and voted by various children.
You've been found guilty of a howling showbiz crime. So welcome to the slammer, where you're gonna serve your time.
The next one on the list is Crap. Yes. And includes a character who looks like a mix of a baked potato and a man's pair of wrinkly old testicles. Yeah, he looks like a fucking testicle. And a baked potato. Yes. Is he inspired by the Doctor Who villain the Sun Tarns? Because I hate the look of him. He's he looks odd. Yeah, let's just forget this doesn't exist and move on, shall we?
This is not a fairy tale. Or is it?
For hundreds of years, only the most unfortunate are summoned.
Oh, no. Fucking hell, fucking no. I'm glad that all that shit is over. Was that Crueltyville? No, 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 no. That was disturbing. Hell fucking no. Lock her up in the fucking insane asylum. Not doing this shit anymore. And, well. And that's all from me. Until the next episode. Check underneath your bed. Check in your, wardrobes. Before you go to sleep. I don't think I'll be able to sleep after this shit. Have a good night!